Relying on natural resources has always been humanity's source of sustenance. Life would not be possible without the basic necessities of air, water, plants, and minerals. Our body converts basic necessities into energy that fuels our existence. Through clean and pure energy, we connect with Mother Nature and experience harmony. While combining natural resources with SleepM's innovation, biocrystals were discovered. SleepM Biocrystal products introduce the essence of Mother Nature into your sleep. Stepping into the world of nature, we experience connection, resonance, and relaxation. By combining the most reliable and precise heritage of nature, SleepM Biocrystals are designed to bring that experience to you. By renewing the energy of the user through its active impact, this latest scientific discovery is made to improve the quality of your life. SleepM Biocrystals affect the basic parts of an organism's cell by supporting them to perform basic life functions. As the smallest but crucial parts of any living organism, cells demand optimal conditions while receiving useful and rejecting harmful substances, which are operated by their own natural vibration. The role of SleepM Biocrystals enables cells to produce the optimum vibration and provide proper metabolic functions, which helps decrease harmful external influences. A scientific clinical study showed that SleepM Biocrystal affects the user by raising bodily energy, while simultaneously working in a calming and relaxing way. Physiological parameters such as faster skin conductance and a lower heart rate indicates that users of SleepM Biocrystals experience lessened stress states. Specialists of internal medicine have proven that all SleepM Biocrystal users experience positive changes in pain reduction, sleep improvement, stress reduction, and improved blood circulation within a period of a few months. That's because usage of products enriched with SleepM Biocrystal leads to proper cell function, faster energy recovery, better functional state of the whole organism, and improvement of the immune system, health, and wellness. Chiropractors, natural doctors, physicians, medical doctors, and health practitioners from the World Organization of Natural Medicine have utilized SleepM products to assist their patients with chronic neck tensions, sleep challenges, and chronic fatigue. Athletes from across the globe experience better muscle recovery through improved sleep quality. The SleepM Biocrystals benefit all living organisms. We are bioelectrical beings, and energy is the currency of the body. The biological system works through the generation of energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred. Through the SleepM Biocrystals, we create the proper sleeping environment to ground ourselves and experience proper alignment of energy and flow of electrons throughout our body. Using SleepM Biocrystal products helps establish a connection with the frequencies of the natural world. In addition to research and studies, nothing is more important than feedback from our customers. Our internal questionnaire, carried out on relevant samples, showed that 53% of those surveyed had better circulation, 76% sleep better, and 87% of users recommend the product. The effectiveness of SleepM Biocrystals are not only justified by the positive impact that this scientific achievement has on organisms, but also by the impossibility of existing in a modern world. We bring to you SleepM Biocrystals.
And I like to start on time and always respect everyone's time. First and foremost, happy Sunday. I know a lot of you have, family time on Sunday, but it does give me this gives me an opportunity to get a new recording up for the week, and also to just kind of share with all of you who want to grow your business. Today, I want to take the time to just talk about a game plan versus no game plan. I always say every single business you get involved in, you have to have a game plan. You can't just jump out there and wing it, so to speak. And I know that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people involved in a lot of different businesses. and they just get in and they wing it. They throw stuff on the wall and see if anything's going to stick. So, first of all, we want to talk about the power of inspired action and momentum. Everybody wants momentum on their side. Because, as I always used to say, when you get Big Mo on your side, there's no stopping you. Because momentum is what takes your business from one phase to the next, and you're not going to be able to stop it even if you wanted to. So let's talk about for a moment the strategy and the big difference between having a game plan and winging it. Now, first of all, when you have a game plan, we're talking about inspired action over random action. See, bottom line is that a lot of us come in a business and we're inspired to do something. Some of us, we only work our business randomly. We work it randomly. We get out here, okay, we kind of off and on, but that's not a good way to work your business. Because momentum versus volume, let's talk about that for a moment. It's not just about the noise, but it's about the movement. And many of you probably heard this before, is that, hey, when you get involved in a movement, your business is definitely going to move. And that's what this is about being part of a movement. When you get involved in a business and you're part of a movement, boy, look out, because it's going to go. And sometimes you have no control over how fast it goes. Let's talk about design versus default. We all live by choice and not by chance. There's no better way to put it. We all live by design and not by default. And again, live by choice and not by chance. And let's talk about multiplying versus adding. Multiplying. I love this. I love this one sentence because I always want to multiply my business opposed to adding on my team. Aim for exponential growth. Everything we get involved in, we need to look for exponential growth, where this thing is growing so fast. See, one thing for certain, if you recognize all the names on your downline report, what does that tell you? That tells you you haven't arrived. You shouldn't be able to recognize every name on your downline report. And at some point, you're not going to be able to recognize probably 98% of the people. You're not going to be able to recognize the names on the report. And chances are, at some point, you're not going to recognize any. And the reason I say you're not going to recognize any, because everyone you start with don't necessarily finish with you. They hang around for a while, but they won't always finish with you. And that's a big, big deal, ladies and gentlemen, because, we would hope that everyone would stay around, but it doesn't always work out that way. So multiplying versus adding and being able to create exponential growth and not just incremental growth on your team. Let's talk about focus effort versus directionless. You have to have focus effort in your business. Some people have no sense of direction in their business, and that's why it doesn't go anywhere. You have to have a sense of direction. Every step should lead you closer to your goal. Every single step in your business. Let's talk about confidence versus uncertainty. A lot of people just simply don't display confidence in their business. And when you have that uncertainty about it, your prospects will recognize that. Your prospects will look at you and say, oh boy, this person don't have no confidence. You have to have confidence. And at some point, you're going to have to in internet here. But at some point, you're going to have to lead your team. That's what I was saying before we went away. Some point, you have to be able to lead your team. So you want to build confidence in your business very early in the game. So learn the basic elementary things so you can speak with confidence in your business. Don't just feel as though, hey, I got to have someone on the phone with me in order to be able to talk to my prospects. So we're talking about focus, effort, by having that sense of direction in your business. Uncertainty. Navigate with clarity and conviction. If you speak with conviction, people won't be able to say no to you. But you have to speak with conviction. And people can tell the difference between someone speaking with conviction, because they're going to display that excitement. They're going to display that enthusiasm. They're going to have that confidence in themselves. So it's very, very important, guys. Okay, the other thing here, we want to embrace a game plan that transforms your actions into meaningful progress. Again, meaningful progress. So I want you guys to, as we start talking, as we talk to our prospects, very, very important. Have your game plan in place. Know what it is you want to accomplish in your newfound business. And I don't care what business you're in. What I'm talking about today is something you can apply toward any business you're doing, not just SleepM, but any business you may be involved in. Again, you have to have that confidence. Listen, I didn't always have confidence in my business. But what I learned along the way is that we're all here by choice. We're here by choice. So if we're going to be here by choice, let's make the most of it. Let's make a great income at this. Let's not just get in, play around with it, but let's make a great income together. And I can tell you right now, guys, over the years, sure, we built big teams, but the reality is if you build leaders, it doesn't matter about how many people on this Zoom meeting tonight. It's about how many leaders we have on here. Because if you have leaders, your business is going to go places it has never gone before. It's always been about the leadership. I've been in businesses whereby we'd have a conference call via the phone back in the day. We'd have 4 or 5 key leaders on there for years. And guess what? We'd make $100,000, $200,000 a year and no problem. We never saw the masses of people. We had an opportunity meeting in Los Angeles. We might have a big, big night with 20 people at the opportunity meeting, but still, we all made money because the leaders were committed. And if the leaders are committed, well, guess what? Every week we got together and we compared notes on how many people came into our organization. Everyone is not here for the same reason. Everyone's not here for the same reason. Today alone, I done had at least 4 new opportunities offered to me. But I always say, There's nothing wrong with doing multiple businesses, but you have to, there's a time and place for everything. If you're gonna, anything I get involved in, I'm gonna be committed to it. That's why I commit myself Tuesday night, Sunday night, and I put in many, many hours during the week toward my SleepM business. Now, yes, do I have other business interests? Of course I do. I always have. Even before SleepM came along, I had other business interests. Do I make money at it? Absolutely, because that's why I'm in it, to make money. I'm not just here to play around. And I believe in what I'm doing, and I truly believe that if we are sold on what we're doing, the rest is easy. It's never been easier to build a network marketing business. I think, I don't know how old you guys are or how long you've been in the network marketing game, but back in the day, we used to do what we call phone, fax, FedEx. We phone someone up. We tell them about what we're doing. And chances are they're going to say, send me some information. So either we're going to fax them over some information. Some of you, depending on your age, you may not even know what a fax machine is. But we fax them over some information, or we will FedEx them some information over. And then what would happen is that you wound up calling them back maybe 7-10 days down the road. And then they tell you, oh, I haven't had time to look at it yet. And we went through that process week after week after week after week after week after week. It was slow to build a national business across the country back in the day. It was slow. And the reason it was slow is getting the information to people. At a click of a button, you can have a person all the information they need to make a decision. We're talking about in a matter of seconds, they have the information to make a good decision in their on whether they want to do the business or whether they're not going to do the business. And one thing I always say is saying the word no is the most honorable thing any of us can hear or do. Hearing the word no. Because I would much rather have someone say no to me if they're not interested in what I'm doing. Just tell me no. Then I move on. No problem. But some people simply cannot say no. I remember back in the day, I used to invite this guy to the opportunity meeting every week. He worked at a dry cleaners near my military recruiting office. And I go in there every week, pick up my dry cleaning, pay him money, and I invite him. He always seemed excited when I talk with him. He said, no problem, I'm gonna be right down there. What time you start? 7:30? No problem, I'll be there 7:15. It got to the point it was the biggest joke because I joke about it to Rani. I said, wow, my dry cleaning guy's coming down to the opportunity meeting tonight. And a week went by, 2 weeks went by, 6 months go by. He's telling me the same exact thing. And I came to the conclusion that Nate was never going to do business with me. Never. And that was just a way to keep me quiet to the next week and the next week and the next week. And the only reason I ever would invite him was because I was there in his face every week, paying him money for my dry cleaning or picking up dry cleaning. But he was never going to say yes to me. And I realized that. But what it does, it makes you stronger. Because when people do that, I make them regret that they didn't do it. Boy, I'm going to show that person because I'm going to become successful beyond belief. And that's what I did. I became successful beyond belief. And every week when I see Nate, I keep rubbing it in, rubbing it in, rubbing it in. And what can I say? It is what it is, you know. But so don't get angry when someone say no to you. Wouldn't you much rather wouldn't you much rather have them say no to you earlier than much later so that you can channel that energy somewhere else? Absolutely. How we go out here and effectively prospect our business is very, very important. Yesterday, I went to a networking event over at the Marriott Hotel. And a friend of mine had invited me, and she said, well, come by here. Be a lot of people there. You can network. And it wasn't necessarily the people uh, in the networking event that I got excited about it, but the security folks that was working the doors and stuff. I got names and numbers, even scheduled a couple appointments already for Monday, Tuesday. So you can network anywhere there's people. And what I would encourage the people is that, you know, start going to networking events. I don't know if in your city, but here in Orange County, California, there's literally hundreds and hundreds of networking events going on every single week. Almost on a daily basis, you can go to a networking event. You go there, you can hand out your card. They will give you 2 to 3 minutes to talk about your business to the group. Wow, how amazing is that? So we're talking about networking, and this is basically networking 101 because everyone on here, I don't care if you're a brand new distributor in your business, all of us should be able to have enough information right up here to talk about your business for 2 to 3 minutes and be able to collect cards from people. Because listen, if you got to give up your information, they need to give up theirs also. And one thing I learned over the years, the will calls would never call you. Because I hear it over and, oh, I'll give you a call. But when? You're going to call me on your schedule. And and I know that I'm going to follow up. And it's the follow-up process that's going to net you people in your business. But you have to have a rock solid follow-up system. You got to be rock solid in your follow-up. And that's why I don't just save people's number in my book, in my phone, even though I do have a system in my phone where my leads, I will say if I got it from some kind of advertisement, I'll have that group saved in my phone. If I got the lead from some kind of networking event, I'll log it in my phone that way accordingly. But ain't nothing wrong with good old paper, pen and paper. And what I do is that I make sure that I log in every single lead that I get. I have a paper copy of it also, just in case I lose my contacts in my phone, even though I back up my phone regularly to my Google account. I never know. But the bottom line is that I want to make sure my leads are priceless because I got leads dating back for decades. And guess what? A lot of those people, they reach out to me from time to time, and I reach out to them also. And, sometimes I haven't heard from people in, 7, 8, 9 years or more, but they still reach out to me, offering me different businesses. So what's wrong with me reaching out to them and offering them something that I have? There's nothing wrong with that. So we have to get out of our comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone. Yeah, we're very comfortable, you know, operating up to a certain level. We're very comfortable. But when we got to step outside that, what are you going to do? And if what you're not doing, you need to be able to adjust your game plan if what you're doing is not working for you. You have to be able to adjust your game plan. You're not going to just spin your wheels and do the same thing over and over and over and over again if you're not getting any results. But one thing for certain, the law of large numbers will always work in your favor. And I live here in Southern California. And one thing for certain too, I am never going to run out of people. This is relationship marketing. So it's about relationship. We build a relationship with everyone we meet. We're constantly meeting new people. So as we meet those new people, you build a relationship with them. I can't tell you how often I meet people. They call me and say, "Hey, Al, I met you at such and such a place. Why don't we meet for coffee this week?" Sure, you got something for me, so chances are I got something for you also. Because I know you just ain't invite me to have coffee because, you know, just per se. You must be trying to offer me something. And in return, I got something to offer you. But I'm constantly putting new people on the fence. Everyone is not everyone's not going to commit on the first meet. Everybody's not going to commit to you on the first meet. But what happens is that you keep dripping information on them. You keep dripping on them. And I follow up with a lot of people, not necessarily trying to sell them my business, but I pick up the phone and I just call them and let them know, "Hey, I was thinking about you, just wanted to check in, blah, blah, blah. What have you been up to lately?" And believe it or not, people respect that. No one expects you to be just trying to sell them every time you get on the phone with them. People don't expect that. It's okay to pick up the phone and call someone and say, "Well, hey, you were on my mind. I thought I would give you a jingle." And one thing I have a habit of doing, I I write a good word picture.
Jerome.
1 second here. I write a good description on I write a good description on by the name when I take down the information on people. Oh, I met this person, so and so plays, they're married, they got children, they got this, they're interested in this, just things that took place in the conversation. So when I call that person back, I don't just necessarily talk about my network marketing business. "Hey, Dana, I'm just calling, checking on you. How you doing? How's the family? Hey, how was your vacation? Maybe you told me you were going on vacation or something. I want to know, how was your vacation?" It's not just always about you, but focus on the prospect. People are impressed that you remember things about them. I remember this one. I remember once I used to follow up with different prospects, and I remember one that really stood out was I had this young man. He tell me, he's out, "My wife and I were just talking about you." Say, wow, we ain't heard from you in a while. And say, and says, so we thought you forgot about us. And so it's like they've been expecting a call from me, but I hadn't called them lately. You understand what I'm saying? So that's building relationship. When somebody's reached back and say, well, man, I wonder where that guy Al is. I haven't heard from him lately. That's relationship. See, you're always building new relationship. Don't just feel as though, well, hey, I don't know nobody. And that's the biggest thing with a lot of people, the reason they're so hesitant on starting a new business, because they all, but Al, I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone. Well, let's make some new friends. Let's make new friends. That's a lifelong process, making new friends. I'll give you a good example. Horace McBurst. Horace and I have never met face to face, and he can verify this. We never met face to face, but we have a mutual friend, you know, and when he was alive, he introduced me to Horace. And I known him for many, many years. LaFrench, his name was LaFrench. I known him for many, many years. But him and I used to do three-way calls together. He was a good friend of my brother too. And, you know, and so we've been to a number of conventions over the years. But I never met Horace. But I picked up the phone and I called him because we had something in common. And that was that one friend, because LaFrench was his friend also, you know, and so I could speak with him with confidence because we had that one person in common with us. And he was a good friend of mine because I'd known him for decades. I known him. And this one I met, and Horace I haven't even met before. But it's about building relationship. And in my phone, when I call Horace, I didn't have to remind Horace who I was or try to rack my head, where did I meet Horace? It was automatically, it was saved in my phone, friend of LaFrench. And I already knew that he was in the greater Atlanta area. I already knew all this information because I made a note for myself when I was first introduced to him. I made a note for myself to remind me, when you're constantly meeting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, don't just rely on your memory. Write a description, a nice word picture, where you met that person, what that person doing, and blah, blah, blah. It makes all the difference in the world. Because how can I call Horace up and I can't even remember where I met him? What am I going to say? And if I didn't have no kind of impact on him, chances are he's not going to even remember me whatsoever. He's going to say, well, who is this guy calling me? And if I'm calling like that, and I haven't even, and I don't know nothing about Horace, that's a cold call. That's a cold call. And you do not want to venture into that area necessarily. I'm not going to just pick up the phone and just randomly call people cold like that. I won't do that. Even though, be careful when you ask for a contact list. I had someone maybe 6 months ago when I asked for a contact list, they said, oh, no problem, Al. And they gave me a contact list of about 30 plus people. But after the 10th or so person I got a hold of, who told me they didn't have a clue who he was, what does that tell me? That he just gave me a random list of names that he might have gotten, I don't know, from a phone book, internet, or wherever. I noticed they was in alphabetical order. But he might have just gave me a random list of names. Oh, let me see how good Al is. Do you think it's fair that your upline should be cold calling for you? You just throwing a list at them, people you don't even know, and wasting their time like that. Because basically that's what it is. It's a waste of time. So you got to be very, very careful, ladies and gentlemen. Be very careful. Nobody want a cold list from anyone. And here's a sign to know that they probably don't know these people. When they say, whatever you do, and this is what the person tell me, whatever you do, Al, don't mention my name. Wow. Why should you get credit for a lead if you don't even want your name mentioned? Think about that. Hey, I'm going to give you this list of names, but don't tell them I gave you their number. And we probably all, as seasoned networkers, we've probably all been down that road before. They sit back saying, well, please, don't tell that person I gave up their info. Why should you get credit for them then? Why? You're going to make me work 10 times as hard trying to convince a total stranger, and then you expect to get credit for that person in your organization. If I can't mention your name, what does that tell you? What does that tell all of you also? What it tells you is that person, even though you may give them credit for that person, that means you're going to always be doing all the heavy lifting, because that person is never, ever going to work with that person. If they don't want them to know that their name was given up, do you think they want them to know that they're in their organization? I don't think so. So why would anybody do that? I'm not going to just pull up a random list of names. And I have people tell me all the time, hey, Al, give me a list of names people know. I'm going to work it for you. I'm going to build your team. You give me a list. Nope, not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And I wouldn't advise you to just dump a list on somebody and say, call these people. I wouldn't advise you to do that either. Why? Why? That's not the way to do it. We can do a three-way call. There's nothing wrong with a three-way call. At least you're involved. And it's a learning experience for you, because now you're going to evaluate the approach that I'm using. What am I saying to your prospect? If you're going to give me a list of names, is it not important to know what I'm saying to your prospects? That's very important. You want to know what am I communicating with your prospect. Remember, after all, these are people that know and respect you, hopefully. Because when you go to people, that know and respect you, it makes all the difference in the world. Why would I refer somebody that doesn't know me, doesn't respect me, don't look at me in a positive way at all, but I'm just throwing their name out there and say, well, hey, hopefully this person sign in, because I think this person is a great leader, and I'm just going to throw a name out here and let me see if Al good enough to close this person. And if he closed this person, I'm never going to reveal that this person is signed to me. But Al is going to do all the work, and I'm just going to be on the receiving end on commissions. Who want to do business that way? None of us should be willing to do business that way. It's not the proper way to do business at all. But sometimes people think this is the only way to do it. Now, I can understand if someone busy and they say, well, Al, listen, I'm going to provide you a contact list. But as a minimum, what I request of a person, I want you to at least let that person know that to expect a call from me. Let that person know that I'm going to be calling them. But don't just dump the names in my lap and now that person ain't got a clue that I'm calling you. Okay, we lost that. One moment. Guys, what I'm saying, I'm preaching to the choir, I'm sure, because I'm sure you guys are seasoned people in the industry. But sometimes we have to revisit the basic elementary things that we use starting out. Sometimes we got to revisit those basic elementary things because sometimes along the way, we complicate the business. We make it more difficult than what it is. And I can tell you, don't make this more difficult than what it is. When you pick up the phone and call someone, it's just like you picking up the phone and you call it a friend. That's the way I am when I talk to someone, just like I'm talking to a friend. I don't care what they've done in network marketing. I don't care if they earn $1 or $1 million. It doesn't matter. I'm going to talk to them as if they are a friend. That's how I do business because I understand the power of relationship marketing. And one thing I know for certain, people don't like being sold at all. I had someone call me earlier today, and she wanted to share with me about a business opportunity. And first, she complimented the heck out of me about, oh, you're doing such a great job with SleepM, blah, 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 and you guys are great leaders, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, well, what is it you're doing? She didn't want to tell me the name of the company. Then the other thing, she kept saying, well, I don't like to say too much. I'm going to get you on the phone with the key person. First of all, if I know you, and you can't tell me what you have, I'm not a good guy for getting on the phone and somebody doing a three-way with me. That's not my style. If you got something you want to talk to me, well, you talk. Tell me what you got. But don't tell me, oh, I got to get the key person on him, blah, 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 because I'm not going to talk with him. I'm not going to get on the phone with the key person. I don't know that person. I know you. And I got that relationship with you. I'm just that type of guy. Nobody did a three-way call to get me into SleepM. Nobody has a matter of fact, the last dozen business I done over the years, I didn't do no three-way call with nobody. Either I'm interested or I'm not interested. Simple as that. And I can tell you right now, I very seldom do three-ways where I'm at in my career. I very seldom. I think three-ways is a good way to introduce some of your prospect, but for seasoned people, why do you need a three-way call? Even my first day in business, I didn't do no three-way call. I picked up the phone, I called people and told them what I had. They wasn't interested. Simple as that. But it's okay because I understand the power of large numbers. The power of large numbers. Everyone is not going to say no to me. And I will never, ever run out of people. I won't. I have probably 20 books of leads over the years of people that have done business with me. I got about 8,800 plus contacts in my phone. And if I save your number, chances are we done had a conversation before. If I save your number in my phone, or you must have had some kind of impact. I had a reason to save your number. That's what I'm saying. So I want you guys to understand. Go back to the basics. This is not rocket science. And like I said, we can build a network marketing business today faster than ever before. We can make more money. When I look back in the day, the kind of money the big earners was making, we can make that money faster and we can do it quicker today than ever before. Because click of a button, in a matter of seconds, instantly, people have information on your company. It's in videos. Videos is another good way. I would encourage all of you to set up a YouTube channel. It don't have to be nothing professional, but just a place where you can put up your contact information. Have a way that people can reach out to you. And it's okay. It don't have to be a video you did, long as everything is tagged with your information on it. My YouTube channel, there's not a week go by somebody don't call me because of a video they watched on my YouTube channel. Every single week, I kid you not, somebody is reaching out to me. And you can have that same effect if you put things out there of interest. And my YouTube channel is basically just talking about networking. I put up these trainings on there, and I also talk about health issues, sleep issues, and what have you, all on there, and I think it's very, very important, no matter what business we're doing, you need to have a YouTube channel set up and be easily accessible. People can easily access information that you got out there, because otherwise they're going to think, they say, well, okay, I hear this person talking about this business, but I can't find them nowhere out there. My YouTube channel is just simply, if you search it on YouTube, is SleepM, the numeral 4, health. SleepM 4, the number 4, health. If you search that you go to youtube.com and search that, you're going to find our YouTube channel there. And it's because I want to make it easy. And every business I've been in, first thing I do is I set up a YouTube channel. It will help your business tremendously. Okay, let's open it up for questions, guys. Y'all always make me do all the talking. Anybody got any question, any concerns, anything you want to share with the group? Anybody? Or you guys just gonna always make me do the talking? This is basically, I'm talking about network marketing 101 today, because I want everybody to succeed. But I think what happened is that, let me make sure you guys are able to unmute. One moment. Okay, if anybody got anything they want to share, you can unmute yourselves. It's fine. Anybody got anything they want to share? Nobody. You guys are quiet today. Wow. Okay. So anyway, if nobody got anything else they want to share, let me just, on some updates. Everybody should have already gotten their direct deposit set up with SleepM by now. You should have already gotten that set up by now. And again, I know there have been some glitches in the system. A few people had some glitches, but I think that's all sorted out at this time. So make sure your direct deposit is set up. Make sure, I'll be at the office this coming Saturday, and I'll be down there on Thursday also. But I'll be back here on Tuesday night. And again, guys, for those of you who are geographically dislocated, very, very important to plug in, get your teams to plug in. And again, I'm here, I make myself available because I'm committed to your success. I think it's very important, to make it to be accessible, whereby we can have a system where people can plug in with us, whereby you can plug in and not feel as though, for those of you who may not feel confident doing a presentation on your own right now, or even just certain topics we talk about here on a Sunday, I want to make sure that you build that confidence in yourself. And at some point, you're going to instill that confidence in your team, and you're going to experience growth in your business. There's no doubt about it. But it's the consistency. Again, don't just do your business randomly. Be consistent with what you're doing. So on that note, guys, good night. I really, really appreciate your time, and I would never, ever take your time for granted. And if I can do anything for any of you, pick up the phone, call me, and I'll do my very best to help you become successful in your business. Okay, let's make it a great evening. Enjoy, and I will see you back here on Tuesday. See ya.